everyone, Gilman with Live Wealthy, back with our daily Apple update video where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels to look out for, and what the future for the stock could look like. So real quick, if you enjoyed these, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. I try to do these videos on a daily basis to take a look at how Apple stock traded and what I'm watching kind of in the next upcoming trading days. So let me hit record and we will get right into it. Let me hit the one-day chart. So as you can see, what is that? Sorry about that. So as you can see, not an overall great day for Apple. We're down slightly, about $1.30, which is 1.1%. That we're in the red. Comparing that to the NASDAQ was down 0.42%. Dow was down about 215 points. And the S&P was down $2.45, which is 0.68%. So overall red day for all the indexes, and no different for Apple. What we saw was, I don't know why there's a transaction showing at 285. That's got to be wrong. But anyway, we opened up in the mid 118s and we quickly fell, right? That's been the pattern. I've talked about this in my previous videos. I bought a put yesterday, kind of expecting this to happen. I'll share the results of that here in a little bit. But, we see it going one direction or the other real quick right out of the gate. And then we see that reverse, which we kind of did. So we went down and it came up, we went down, and then the second time we came up, we kind of reversed, right? And then that time we kind of, played around with the VWAP, above it, below it, above it, below it. And then this is the first time of the day where the stock looked kind of strong, right? We pushed all the way from below VWAP to 118.77. But that basically was it for the stock for in terms of any bullish momentum it had. And then it continued to fall from 118.77 all the way down to about here, which was in the high 117s, 117.90, and then for the rest of the day tried to hit VWAP reject, hit VWAP reject, and then from that point on it kind of just fell, and then at the end kind of came back to life a little bit, but then it fell again, and we closed at 117.34. And right now we're flat after hours, but we're down 3 cents. Yeah, it's just going to keep changing after hours, but not a huge great day for Apple. And that's this right here is the reason why I really like the VWAP, right? If we go up, hit it, come back down, we go up again, we come back down, two things can happen, right? It can hit that third time and actually go through, or we know that it's not really, there's not enough momentum to break through that VWAP. So just something to keep in mind if you are someone who is actively trading Apple stock, that the VWAP is a great indicator to typically look at. Now, another day where we're sort of trading in this range between the 117 and 119 kind of marks the third day in a row. So we were kind of sideways for 4 days before that, above the 119. Now we're kind of sideways below. But what we'll see is, our high for today was 118.77. High for yesterday was 119.06. 119.82, 120.67, and 120.99. So we're making lower highs every single day for the past 5 trading days. Not really a good sign for the stock, but like I mentioned, I do see a bull flag forming. I don't know why it's not firing off yet. I don't know if it'll ever fire off, but just something to keep in mind. There is a bull flag forming, as I described in my previous videos. But something to also take into consideration is, it could be consolidating before it decides on what it wants to do, because it hasn't really done anything much of this week, right? If I hit a 5-day chart, darn, this 285 transaction is really gonna mess everything up. But anyway, if I hit a 5-day chart, right, we've been between like $2 for the whole week, which is not a lot of movement. But let me hit the daily chart again. We'll take a look at some of our indicators that we look at. So again, we'll take a look at kind of support and resistance levels based on price action in the past couple of days, and then we'll look at kind of those EMAs and moving averages that I really like to kind of look at and see how the stock holds up to that. So if we were to move up, right, relatively simple to look at this because we're making a lower high, which means the high of the previous day becomes the first target to knock out. Not a hard target. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to get there and we're going to reject it every time, but if the stock is at 117.30s right now, the high of today was 118.77. That's the first point I wanted to knock out on Monday if it does go up. Then I want to go the day before and I want to knock out 119.06, 119.82, the numbers are right here, by the way, the high for the day, 120.67 and 120.99, and then we go all the way back to this 121.99, which takes us back to mid-October, which is 123.03 high for that day and 125.39. Those are all highs that we've set in previous days that we weren't able to reach the next day. So I want to see Apple stock reaching that before we can, reach even higher than that. On the downside, we've got the low of today, which is 117.29, which is pretty close to the low, pretty close to where we ended the day, right? So if we open up Monday, I want to see it kind of break that, if it does go down and you're betting against the stock, right, that's some point of reversal, right? So if it breaks that, I don't want to see it break that. I'm long on Apple. 116.81 would be the previous one, and then if we go all the way back to 11.11, 116.44, then the day before, which is 114.13, and then we've got good support down at 113. And then let's take a look at some of our moving averages and EMA. So both the moving averages that we're looking at currently come in at about 115.43 and 116.14. So that should also provide good support, mid 115s and low 116s if we were to make it down there. And then the last one being the EMA. So the 8 EMA is at 118.17. I want to see the stock ideally recapture that 8 EMA and ride kind of above the 8 EMA. So we'll see if Apple can do that. Today's 21 EMA is 117.20. As you can see, our low for the day is 117.29, right? So pretty close bounce from the 21 EMA. So also going to keep a watch on that to see if we are able to, sustain that on Monday, or if we break through it. And then if we do break through it, we've got the 116.57 at 34 EMA, and then the 55 EMA at 115.04. And then if we make it all the way down there, then 111.14 for the 89 EMA. So just those are numbers to keep in mind, along with the support and resistance based on previous price levels. If the stock's going up, it's great to see at what point it could start reversing, right? Because then you can kind of lock in profits before that. And if it's going down, what point could be a good buy because the stock's going to start moving back up. None of these are guaranteed, right? But they can serve as kind of good indicators. So on my screen also, we've got sort of 4 lines, 113, which is held up as good supports. But what we're looking at right now is the 121.50, the 121.50, 119, and 117. Those are sort of channels that it kind of bounces off of, which can act as support or resistance depending on where it is. So we're above 117, we're falling all the way to 117. We should see a bounce. We could see a bounce, not should. No one knows what's going to happen. If we go up, we could get rejected by that 119 level, as we did sort of yesterday. But for the previous week, for the previous 4 trading days, we saw that it would go below 119, but really quickly take over 119. So those are levels to watch out for as we kind of move into next week as well. Not necessarily guaranteed, but I found them to really work well as support or resistance. And today's sort of trade, I took one put yesterday at 203. Today it was 222. $19, which is 9%. Again, $19 isn't huge, but as a percentage, 9% overnight is not bad. So today I have no position open just because it's the weekend and I don't want to deal with the theta decay there. But we'll check back Monday and see kind of how the stock looks. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below. If there are any questions you have about anything I talk about, drop it down in the comment section, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there as well. Hope you guys all have an amazing weekend. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.